Hi, good morning. Welcome to my Wednesday devotional. As you can see behind me, I have changed my office around, which in effect changes the studio around. I just love the outdoors and being able to see outside. Windows are actually one of my favorite things about the house. I think it just lights up everything, and you get a chance to the window to the outside. So we've got the wildfires. The Canadian wildfires are really affecting us here in Maryland right now. So you might see kind of an orange haze. I don't know. That's just the smoke. So. But the great thing about living in Maryland is you get to see 4 seasons. So I hope this can work out where I can have the window behind me and then show you the board. And that's how I'm going to try and do it. We'll see how it works this time. So welcome again to my new studio. And I'm just excited you guys are here because Esther chapter 3 is what we're starting on, because went from 1 and then 2 and now we're on 3, and it's going to go through 10. 10 is real short, so just going to give you an idea where we're at, and it's going to be verses 1 through 2. So, and you can see them in my little aloha shirt. That's what they call it in Hawaii. And because my husband and I are going to be celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary next month. And so, and no, we're not going to Hawaii. I just realized I might have done that wrong here. No, I'm just wearing it because it's summer. Why I'm wearing this shirt. But anyway, so we're gonna go somewhere. We have some tentative plans. We just gotta get everything else to kind of sort itself out. So I never like to say too much till it's actually gone, But just it's always fun to plan a little vacation. It'll be very short though, because school starts up. Oh, there's lots of things, and I've got some things that are going to be starting up. As soon as I get that official word, I'll be letting y'all know. So, but I'll still be right here doing my little Wednesday videos, mainly just for the fun of it. And I'm just thankful that you guys are here. All right, so I know I've gotten along, a lot going on. So let's get to it. I'm still using the same board. I just have to move it over a little bit. All right. Esther chapter 3 verses 1 through 2. Now, this is when it starts getting really exciting. We have in this story, this is when we take a really hard turn. So let me just go ahead and read it to you and we'll talk about it. All right, verse 1. Sometime later, King Xerxes promoted Haman, son of Hammedatha the Agagite, over all the other nobles, making him the most powerful official in the empire. Okay, that's why I underline most powerful, so just keep that in mind. Essentially, Haman is pretty much, as they say in the military, his executive officer, or you might hear on Star Trek, first officer. Basically, it's King Xerxes and then Haman. Okay, that's what that means. So, verse 2. All the king's officials would bow down before Haman to show him respect whenever he passed by, for so the king had commanded. But Mordecai, remember Mordecai, Esther's uncle, cousin, whatever you want to call it, guardian, I guess you could say. But Mordecai refused to bow down or show him respect. Oh my. That's what I mean by a very hard turn, okay? This is where the story gets interesting. So Esther's not about, just being queen and, for girls. I say my favorite story is Esther. People are like, oh yeah, it's a girl story. Well, no, not really. Because Mordecai, the guy here, he becomes quite the hero. And as you can see, he refused to bow down, okay? Now, this is kind of interesting because where else have we seen that in the Bible? I don't know if you guys are familiar with the story of Daniel, but he refused to worship and bow down also. He was another one. I want to say the king. My memory escapes me right now. But I remember that was the other similar story, and I'm sure we've seen, fast forward in the New Testament, where the new Christians, once Jesus was died, rose again, and then Jesus went up to heaven. The new Christians that started the way, it's all in the Acts, the apostles. There were a lot of martyrs in there, a story of martyrdom. And we see that now. You can flash forward even to now. So just think of a time when maybe you've experienced that, or we see it in the Bible where people are like, you know what, not going to do that. My God, my heaven, up in heaven, he is the Lord. He's who I am going to worship. I'm not going to bow down to any false gods or humans like Haman. This is a tough one. I remember, I think one other class was in one of my other Bible studies, and we talked about this verse right here. This is kind of another famous verse where Mordecai refused to bow down or show Haman, him any respect. So this is a very hard turn. Now this is when the story gets into the meat here of what we're getting to. Wow. Mordecai saying no to Haman. Woo! And Haman, well, starts with an H. Who else do we know in history tried to kill the Jews in, 100 years ago or so, right? Or not 100 years ago. Almost, like 80 something years ago. Hitler, right? Hitler, Haman, both start with H. Just something that helps me to remember, Hitler, Haman. We see this in history. Things repeat. Things cycle out. So, this is a big verse. So, it's a lot to think about. So I would just ask you, invite you, where in your life have you experienced that? Maybe in the past, maybe in the present. Right now, maybe you're going through something where you're having to make that decision. Do I just, bow down to whatever, my boss says, or, I don't know, someone at church, it could be school, work, I don't know, where they're wanting you to do something that is against what you believe, or maybe it's against, your faith in God, I don't know. So, lots to think about. All right. Well, this feels very strange. I'm used to, sitting in another direction and everything like that. So, I hope this works out. We'll see, if they like this look or not, or I might just go back to my old one. But I like the outdoors, like we don't have a window. I think it's pretty. All right. So I hope you guys are having a great summer. Like I said, my brain's starting to go into vacation mode already. I really need one. I'm already, look at the little Hawaii shirt here, aloha shirt, So anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you, and I hope you have a blessed week.